He's come a long way from where he was when coming out of the draft to where he is today. Made a ton of adjustments on the field. Certainly, everybody knows his story off the field.
His heartbreaking story began during his junior season at the University of Washington.
I'll never forget the night that I was told. It was in September of 2014. I was back at school. I played in Cape Cod that summer, spent a month at home, didn't even really notice anything. And she had known, and they were trying to figure out, how to tell my brother and I.
She is Braden's mom, Susie Bishop, a former standout athlete, a mover and shaker in the film industry, and a proud mom of two boys that were excelling in baseball.
I definitely credit her with, my mindset today, just how driven she was and organized she was, how she interacted with people, the respect she had for people, and then her ability to always do the right thing.
Susie is Braden's hero and role model, but on that September night, Dad would have some bad news.
And I remember I was in my apartment at UW on 21st, and my dad called me and was like, hey, your mom and I are here. We'd love to, talk to you. Are you at home? Yeah, all right. Are you sitting down? And that's kind of when I knew, oh boy.
At the age of 54, Susie was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's.
I can just remember kind of slipping off my couch and sitting on the floor for a while. And yeah, I get more emotional when I talk about it. Maybe it's just because I'm getting older, I'm not sure, but yeah, it's tough.
His mom now lives in an assisted living center in California, near the family's home. Braden visits every chance he gets.
Hi! Oh my gosh! Oh no, Braden!
Yeah, it's just seeing her in a facility with, people at the end of their life, but, it's, you walk in and she doesn't even really know what's going on, but yeah, I wouldn't wish it on anybody, I guess that's probably why I'm fighting so hard.
Braden has created a nonprofit charity called For Mom, which benefits Alzheimer's. He's dedicated to educating other people in hopes of eradicating the disease. In his glove, on his cleats, shaved into his head, the phrase, For Mom, is everywhere. The entire Mariners team has got behind a campaign in honor of Susie.
I want to reach as many people as possible, and just let them know what the disease does and, how it kind of affects families. Because, once it gets to a certain point with the diagnosis, with my mom, it affects my dad, my brother, her sisters, her brothers, her parents. And just kind of that dynamic between family.
Right now, there is no cure for Alzheimer's, but researchers say efforts such as Braden's to raise money and educate are helping.
The growth it's had has been, so much more testament to everybody else rather than myself. It might be my charity, but it's everybody else's doing. And, I'm still at a loss of words of kind of where it's at today.
Before Washington, it was pretty much all about baseball for Bishop. But as a Husky, he found faith, and that's helped him greatly with his family.
I see myself as a people person. I care about people. I want to lift people up, encourage people, and, it kind of took my mind off the negative of the situation and, made me a better person, to lift people up, to learn people's stories, because some people might be going through the same thing I am. It might be a different disease, it might be their own, shortcomings or struggles, but to actually reach out and listen, made a huge difference.
Oh, I can't believe it.
We got you.
Oh my God.